Guys, what if I told you that in 2026, you could roll up to Cars and Coffee in something that looks like a baby G-Wagen had a one-night stand with a Cybertruck, and it only costs 32 grand? Meet the 2026 Lada Azimut, the first all-new Lada in almost 30 years, and quite possibly the most interesting forbidden fruit we can't officially buy here in America. Yet. Welcome back to AutoMotor Reviews. Let's spend the next few minutes figuring out why this Russian brute has the internet losing its mind. Let's start with the way this thing hits you in the retinas. The Azimut is pure geometric aggression. It's 173 inches long, 75 inches wide, and stands 65 inches tall. Basically the same footprint as a Toyota RAV4, but with the posture of a jacked-up Jeep Renegade that skipped leg day on purpose. Up front, you've got this massive upright grille shaped like a stylized double-headed eagle formed by two giant X's. The LED daytime running lights are inverted C shapes that wrap around the corners and literally look like the truck is squinting at you, daring you to say something about its heritage. The hood is flat and tall with two sharp power dome creases, and the fenders bulge out like a bodybuilder flexing in a t-shirt 2 sizes too small. Lada calls this the X-style design language, and honestly it works. Black plastic cladding runs the entire lower perimeter, aluminum-look skid plates front and rear, and the rear door handles are hidden in the C-pillar for that clean, rangy look. Out back, full-width LED taillights repeat the C motif and connect through a glossy black panel with illuminated Lada lettering. It rolls on 18-inch alloys that look way bigger because of the squared-off wheel arches, and ground clearance sits at a very respectable 8.7 inches, enough to make Subaru owners nod in quiet approval. Pop the door, and the first thing that smacks you is, wait, this is a Lada? The interior is a full-on shock-and-awe campaign against every Soviet-era joke you've ever heard. Soft-touch dashboard, stitched leather at door cards, and a two-tone black and caramel color scheme that wouldn't look out of place in a Mazda CX-50. The steering wheel is a slim two-spoke design with piano black inserts and electric tilt and telescope. Yes, electric on a $32,000 truck. Behind it sits a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that flows visually into a 10.25-inch floating center touchscreen running Lada's brand new Enjoy Pro operating system developed with Russian tech giant Yandex. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? Nope. You get Yandex Maps, Yandex Music, and a voice assistant named Salute that sounds like a slightly drunk Jarvis with a Moscow accent. It's weirdly charming. Seats are wide, flat, and supportive in that European long-haul way, wrapped in water-resistant cloth standard or optional faux leather door cards. Rear legroom is legitimately huge, 41 inches, because the Azimut rides on a stretched version of the old Renault-Nissan B0 platform that underpins everything from the Duster to the original Dacia Logan. Cargo space with seats up is 23 cubic feet. Drop the 60-40 split bench, and you're looking at almost 60 cubes. The tailgate is power-operated even on base models, and there's a full-size spare hanging underneath because Russia doesn't mess around when winter shows up. Under the hood, choices are gloriously simple. 2 naturally aspirated gas engines, no hybrids, no turbos yet. Base is a 1.6-liter 4 making 118 horsepower and 110 pound-feet of torque, mated to either a 5-speed manual or the Jetco-sourced CVT. Step up to the 1.8-liter and you get 130 horses and 125 pound-feet of torque with a 6-speed manual or the same CVT. 0 to 60 takes a leisurely 10.8 to 11.5 seconds depending on transmission, but the ride is smooth thanks to a brand new multi-link rear suspension, another first for Lada. Fuel economy lands right around 28 to 30 mpg combined in Russian testing, which usually translates to about 26 to 27 mpg EPA once it gets certified, if it ever does. Feature count is where the Azimut starts looking like a glitch in the Matrix. Even the entry-level comfort trim gets LED headlights, rain-sensing wipers, heated windshield, the entire windshield, heated steering wheel, dual-zone climate, keyless entry, and a 6-speaker sound system. Move to Luxe, and you add a panoramic sunroof, 360-degree cameras, wireless charging pad, ambient lighting with 64 colors, and powered driver's seat. Top tech trim throws in adaptive cruise with stop and go, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. All stuff you'd pay extra for on a Honda CR-V. Safety is still a question mark. Russian crash tests gave it 4 stars, but Euro NCAP hasn't touched it yet, and NHTSA probably never will unless someone imports a batch. Pricing in Russia starts at 2.49 million rubles for the base 1.6 manual. At today's exchange rate, that's roughly $31,800 before any import duties or federalization costs. Fully loaded 1.8 CVT in tech trim tops out around 3.1 million rubles, still under 40,000 on the motherland. That makes it more expensive than a Dacia Renault Bigster, but cheaper than a comparable Kia Seltos or Subaru Crosstrek here in the States. So, when can you actually park one in your driveway? Production starts in December 2025 at the AutoVaz factory in Taliati, with first customer cars hitting Russian dealers in Q1 2026. Officially, Lada has 0 plans for the US market. Sanctions, chicken tax tariffs on light trucks, and the small issue of not having EPA or FMVSS certification make it a non-starter through normal channels. But here's where it gets spicy. The Azimut is built on the same CMF-B platform architecture as the current Renault Dusters sold in Latin America, and several specialty importers in Florida and California are already working on federalization packages. Early quotes for a turnkey 2026 Azimut delivered to the lower 48 are hovering between $48,000 and $55,000, depending on trim and how much compliance testing, is required. Bottom line, the 2026 Lada Azimut is unapologetically Russian, weirdly modern, and priced like it's stuck in 2018. It's not going to outrun a Bronco Sport Badlands or out-luxury a Mazda CX-50 Turbo, but for the money, it's offering a cocktail of style, space, winter-beating features, and pure mechanical honesty that nothing else in America touches right now. If you're the kind of person that daily drives a manual Subaru, imports JDMK trucks, or just wants to watch the HOA president have an aneurysm in real time, start saving your pennies and watching the gray market forums. So tell me in the comments, would you drop 50 grand on a federally legalized Lada Azimut, or is this one an exotic that should stay on the forbidden side of the Atlantic? Smash the like button if you want us to track down an early example and do a full road trip review the minute one lands on US soil. Subscribe to AutoMotor Reviews, ring the bell, and we'll keep bringing you the cars nobody else will.